Craig, good to see you again, man. It's a pleasure, bruv. Good to see you. Got to say, first of all, last night, stunning, absolutely stunning live performance. Thanks, it's great to see you in such an intimate venue from a performance point of view, just jaw-dropping. Got to say about the album, obviously, very brave, very big change in direction for you. Gone to the urban in the face grooves and all of a sudden it's soulful, mature, laid-back style. What a change in direction. What was you thinking when you recorded the album? Because it's a very different album and a very brave album.
Well, firstly, thanks. I'm glad that you like it, firstly, because I know you're a man who knows his music, do you know what I mean? To be honest, it's that whole thing. I grew up listening to soul music. I mean, as much as I listen to R&B and hip-hop, how can you not be influenced by the Whitney Houstons and the Shaka Khans and Aretha Franklins and Earth, Wind and Fire and just things that had that, from the first listen of, say, Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance for Somebody, just thought, I feel good off it. And I think through the 80s, even though I was very young, I was very susceptible to the music that was going on. And then through the 90s, there's more of this R&B thing started happening, and I started getting into DJing. So, to be honest, when I approached this record, I just didn't want to make a record that, for example, I would love to go and I love buying, like, say, Joe or Tank or Tyrese's albums. Straight up R&B records. But what you find is that it's very heavily, all about who the producer is. And also, at the same time, it sort of meanders through the same topics and doesn't really sort of leave that kind of cool in the bedroom, we're doing this, we're doing that. And to be honest, I had my moments where I thought, oh, this is the way forward, I'm doing that. And I felt, you know what? Not for this record. I want to make a soul album that people will listen to and just have that good feeling from the start. And they'll find the lyric later. I don't want it to be about this emotive lyric and I'm talking about a breakup or, I mean, how many times or ways can you say I love you? This one was about, let me just have some fun with this. So when you hear it from the opening note, you're just like, oh, this is a bit different for Craig. This is what, live horns, a live band vibe. And it was a risk to take, but I always knew that, I mean, as long as the songs were cool, you'd be able to hold through it. But I was very, very excited and happy about this record. It's been fun.
And you have become the king of songwriting in this country, definitely. I mean, the songs that you pick and use on your albums are always so strong, the song bases behind them. Let's start with a new album and talking about Six of One Thing. Absolute, hands in the air, fantastic record that makes anybody want to just get up. Tell us about the track. What's it about?
Six of One Thing is one of those songs that, it's that great British expression of six of one thing, half a dozen of another. And just, as soon as you think you know and understand a woman, as a guy, you think, I get her now. Next thing you know, you're just like, something's not really quite right here, because now 1 minute you're saying this, next minute you're saying that, and I actually have no idea what you're talking about. So the kind of vibe of the record was kind of highlighting that fact. I think you'll never understand women as long as you live, as like years can go by, but you still don't quite understand them. But rather than doing it on some kind of slow mid-tempo kind of ballad, I thought, let's kind of just fire it up. Let's kind of get the horns playing. Let's get it so a little bit of a fast meter in the vocal, and then start hitting this six of one thing, half a dozen of another six of one. Because especially when I do it acoustically, we speed up a little bit more, and it's more like I'm riding it like I was back in the day doing some kind of garage track. So it's definitely one of my favourites on the album.
And it's got to be a future single. It's so catchy.
I really think that the response we've had is pushing for it to be a single.
It's got to be. It's just so catchy. It sticks in your mind. I mean, walking out that venue last night, I could hear it over and over and over again in my mind.
Love it.
Friday night again, awesome, breathtaking, summer sounding, slick R&B. Again, what's the idea behind the track? Very good track again.
I actually wrote that song with a guy called Egg White, which was like an experience for me, because I never had really worked with going into a room and doing like a writing session with someone, because I always found it a little bit kind of sterile and just there's no real vibe about it, throwing two people who don't know each other and trying to work a song. But then on the other hand, the kind of enlightening thing is that you're kind of out of your comfort zone, because you don't know the person, you don't know, so you're kind of having to